Hi, and welcome to today's show. In today's show, we are going to be, let me get this up here, we're going to talk about scopes. Yep, scopes. So, with that said, let's get started with today's show. Hi, and welcome to Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today is another Crossbow Forum Day. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about scopes, okay? And some of the scopes that I have, and some of the different. Okay, let's just try that again. Let's just jump right into it. How's that? Okay, so I already said that we're going to talk about scopes. So there are many types of scopes. Too many for me to think about. Spoil my brain. Okay, so we're going to talk about what kind. There are speed dial scopes, non-speed dial scopes, and ATN type scopes. And I know I'm missing a few others in there. Okay. Let me get rid of that. So we have right here just your basic center point scope, just a basic scope. We have Luminex scope by Killer Instinct, speed scope. Then we have the 10-point speed dial speed scope. And we have the 10-point regular old scope. And many, many more. Okay. So we're going to be talking about those. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. So there are many types of glass for the scopes. Tons and tons of stuff. You know, what I look for in a glass, very simple. Can I see through it and can I focus it and do my reticles come into focus? That's what I look for. Nothing in particular, nothing to stand out or anything like that. As long as I can see through it, as long as I can focus it. Reticles, oh my gosh. How many reticles can you put into a scope? Okay. Why can't they use the simple system? Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. But they don't. You know, they got to put, I guess they figure the more stuff they put in there, which brings a lot of clutter in there. I think if they figure they have more of that, they can jack the prices up. That's my opinion. Okay? So, yeah. Get rid of some of that clutter. Alrighty, so let's move on to MOA. As far as I know, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, there are two types of MOA. Quarter an MOA at 100 yards and half MOA at 100 yards. So basically, a quarter of an inch at 100 yards, half inch at 100 yards. Okay? So at closer distances, it's going to be more. So understanding MOA, again, I'm not an expert. I don't try to be an expert on MOA. I just dial until it looks good. Okay? However, when it gets closer to what I want, I may go a little bit less than I normally would. So if I'm off by, say, 2 inches, I just may give it a good crank and see where it lands. Sounds good to me. But that's how I do that type of MOA, whether I'm going to the right, the left, windage, or elevation. Simple for me. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the scopes that I have and some of the reasons, but I'm not going to just some of the scopes that I have. Okay, so I have, I get that, 2 from 10-point, an ATN scope, a Boris Oracle X scope, Vortex, Crossfire, And I really screwed up fire, didn't I, on that one? A Killer Instinct scope and a center point scope. So I have lots of scopes. I'm probably missing one or two on there. I don't know. I got scopes everywhere. Okay? So, yeah, that's basically what I got there. So let's talk about some of them. Okay. So, the first one we're going to talk about, and I'm on the right page here. Yeah, I believe I am. I have to watch my pages down here so I know where I'm at. Okay. So we're going to hop over here in just a second. And the first scope we're going to talk about is the Rangemaster 100 Crossbow Scope. Okay. That's a 10 points crossbow scope. Comes in about $300, and it's got the adjustable speed ring on it. Okay, now this ain't too bad of a clutter. I mean, I would still call it a clutter, but it's not that bad of a clutter. Okay, it's got your 20, 30, 40, all the way down. But here's where it becomes the problem: is that the 20 and the 30 and the 40 and so on and so forth, are so close together. Okay? I mean, if you got a 25-yard shot, you're going to try and put it in between the two, but it's going to be really, really hard. But this portion right here, keep fingers down, yeah. Okay? So, it's a variable speed of 380 to 500 feet, 505 feet per second. Now, the thing with the variable speed scopes is that once you set the speed on the scope, there is no touching it whatsoever. So whatever range it's set at, that's where it's going to stay. Okay? And when you do it, make sure you take a marker or a pencil or something and make a mark to know where you're at. Okay? Has all sorts of stuff here. It's got the specs to it here. Most tubes are either 300 millimeter or 1 millimeter or 100 millimeter, whatever they call it. The scope is 9.1 inches. Our relief is 3 inches, 1 pound, 1 click, half MOA, so on and so forth, a whole bunch of other stuff. And it does have scope flaps on it. Flip up's good. I like that. It does have the illumination, red and green, but you're only going to use that more likely in the early morning, late evening, maybe on an overcast day. Okay. Alrighty. So, what's the next scope we're going to talk about? Will be the multi-line scope over here. That's also by 10 point. And this is what it means by multi-line. It's got 1, 2, 3. So 20, 30, 40. There's a 50, maybe. Okay. So yeah, it's calibrated for 20, 30, and 40 yards. And the fourth parallel line is a 50-yard shot. Okay. It's basically a pretty simple scope. Not a lot of clutter. Not a lot of clutter. But it's a simple scope. If that's what you want, that's what you get. But you know, I don't like a lot of clutter on my scopes. I really don't. Okay. All right. So the next one I'll talk about, and yeah, there we go. This is the ATN X-Sight 4K Pro. So I'm not going to go in depth on this scope. You guys have seen me use it. You've seen me use it right now, or trying to use it right now. But it has a lot of great features. Okay. Let's see if I can get away from a lot of this stuff here. One thing I like is the night vision mode. Okay. See how it comes up there with that raccoon on there. I want to go out and eventually do um, night hunting, coyotes, rabbits, or whatever. Maybe find a raccoon out there or two. But it's got the night vision on there. Recording capability. That's what I love. One of the things I love about the core recording capability. The recordings on these are sharp. They're very, very good. They're 1080p. I don't have a problem with 1080p. I love 1080p. I do most of my videoing in 1080p. But it's full 1080p full HD. Um, and the microphone on this. If you don't have a wind, the microphone on this is just awesome. Okay. Let me get rid of this here. It's got multiple mounts. Okay. It shows the mounting there. It's got multiple mounts. It's got the capability of the social way to hunt. I don't have any friends or anybody uses this ATN scope, so I'm really not too much interested, but it does have it. The ballistic calculator, we do have that on there. So I like that. It does have a smart mil dot reticle on there. And the one I have on there is the Crossbow reticle. Ultra HD sensor, 1080p full HD, stream, and 720. Recoil activation. I haven't used that, but maybe one day we'll do some filming with it, see how it really works with the video. For me, I've got really good use out of the battery, so I really couldn't say if I went out one day and did complete 18 hours, maybe I'll give it a shot. But I can also take a backup battery, hook up to my scope, and have it running off the backup battery too. The ABL, it does have that. I will be putting it on. I will be sighting it in, but I'm not doing it right now. It's going to be towards the very end of working on the sighting in process. And all the specs on here. I mean, tons and tons of specs. Okay. And included is your lens wipe, your eye cap, your shade, your rings, and L shape, and the one for the mounting of the light. One thing I want to mention about the lens tissues, always, always, always carry one with you. Excuse me. The reason I say that is because early morning, rain, anything like that, you want to keep your lens clean. Okay. If you got covers for your lens, it's great. But that's even better. But make sure you have a lens cover. Or if you don't have a lens cover, just make sure you have that rag with you. Whether it could be fog. I mean, they tell you we don't fog up. Maybe the $2,000 scopes don't fog up. But maybe lower end ranges, they say, we don't fog up, but they do. Okay. Most of them will say they're filled with nitrogen. So, but just carry a couple of those with you, or a terry cloth or something. So if they happen to get wet, they happen to get fogged up, you just wipe them off. Okay. Alrighty. So what scope we're going to talk about next? Oh, how about the Burris Oracle scope? Let's hop on over here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so you guys know I also have the Burris Oracle scope. I'm not. Don't take me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting over the cold. But I really love this scope. I really, really do. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have recording. And yeah, does that matter to me? Absolutely, it does. But I can also add on recording device onto my stuff. But the same token, it's carrying extra weight. When you put a camera on, that's weight. The ATN scope has the camera built right into it, so I'm good with that. Will I get back to this scope? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. But I'm still working on the ATN scope first. And if I can get that all sighted in, uh, I'm going to be good. Now, how far am I going to get it out to? Don't know. Don't know. We'll find out when I go out to the range. I'd rather be at the range than here, but I'm getting over a real nasty cold. And my daughter's sick. My kids have been sick. So, yeah, you get the picture. So, I want to get out with a borescope more. So, bear with me on that one because I still got plans for it, okay? All right. So, let's see. It has the range finding capability. Okay. So, MSRP is $1,200. Yeah. But it's $1,200. It weighs 30.8 ounces. Uses a CR123 battery. Battery life by 3,000 plus hours. Laser 500 yards. Laser to deer. So reflect the target, it's 500 yards. A laser to a deer or something is 200 yards. And it has all sorts of features. Again, you can stop, pause this if you want and read all the features, but we've gone over this before. Okay. Okay. So we're only halfway through. Alrighty. So let's move on to the next set. Okay. So we are going to move on to the Vortex Crossfire 2 2x7x32 crossbow kit. Okay, so this one is another really, really nice scope. Okay, it's a speed dial scope. It's really easy to sight in. Okay, really easy. The reticles, beautiful reticles, no clutter. I really like that. Okay, so at 6 yards when you do your initial, you're going to be here. When you go out to 40 yards, you're going to be there. Then you go out to 80 yards, which is going to be here. This is when you use your speed dial. 6 yards and 40 yards, you're using your weightage and elevation. 80 yards, you're using your speed dial. That's why you need to know the speed of your crossbow. If you don't, oh, guys, I'm really sorry. If you don't know the speed of your crossbow, then all you do is if it's whatever your speed of your crossbow is, 400 feet per second. You go the 400 feet per second. You set the dial, and then you go up or down from there. And the thing about it is, when you shoot your target, and it's at your 80 yards, and it's high, you turn your dial up to match. And if it's low, you turn your dial down to match. How simple is that? Pretty doggone simple. Okay. Here's all the specifications on here. 2x7. But again, once you set it, it's set. Can't move it. Okay. We talked about the reticle. Okay, we already talked about those. All right. So, and did I have that up there? I don't think I had that up there, did I? All right, so or did I? I don't remember. But there's your reticles. You heard me talking about the 6, the 40, and the 80. Okay. So hopefully I had that up there, because I don't remember if I did it or not, because I wasn't looking at it. Okay. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is the Killer Instinct Luminex Speed Ring 1.5 to 5 by 32 IRE crossbow scope. Okay. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. There we go. Nope. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's go over here. The Luminex Speed Ring 1.5 by 32 IRE crossbow scope. Let's see, did they have... Yeah. Okay, so here's the reticle on this. It's a good scope. I have nothing, can't say anything bad about the scope except for this right here. It's just too much stuff. Though when you're shooting, you got your 20 yard. Oh, this is the 20-yard reticle right here. Okay, so when you're sighting it in, and you go to this one, or the 30, the 40, the 50, and so on, it starts to become a clutter. Because this, it's basically saying this should be here. Okay, so when you're shooting here, say at, let's just do the 30, yeah, 20, 30, okay, 40, does the 40 go up here, which moves this up to here? So to me, that was just too much stuff, so that's why I don't like this. The scope's got good quality scope, works really good with the speed dial, okay, but I just don't like all this, okay? So, yeah, I'm not, it's, again, a good scope. If you like the scope, go for it, okay? Okay, so here we are back. So the last one we're going to talk about, I forgot to do all that. Okay, so I'm really messing up here, guys. I apologize, but yes, we are going to talk about the center point scope. Okay. Nothing against it. Just wasn't for me. A lot of people did like the scope. But it's just your standard scope, and it has, let's see, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 multi-lines. That's it. With the one going down, of course. That's it. Nothing fancy whatsoever about the scope. Okay? So, is it a good scope? I think I tried it on my center point way back when, and that's when I started playing with a lot of different scopes when I shouldn't have. I should have just been trying to stick with one scope, but you know how that goes. You see when you gotta go try it out. Okay? So, yeah, that's just my overall perspective of scopes. I know, again, I don't know if I gave you guys enough information or not. If I didn't, hit me up in the comments. Let me know how this go. Because, again, like I said, I am no crossbow scope expert. Not even a rifle scope expert. If it works for me, it works for me. A lot of people will sit there and tell you, oh, that crossbow scope is junk. I like that crossbow scope. It works for me. Okay? That's all that matters. Does it work for you? I see people ask all the time on different forums, what kind of scope should I get? What kind of broadhead should I get? What kind of arrows should I get? And then you look at the answers, you're like, oh my God. Somebody just say, pick your own. Experiment. Because you always have those people that say, this is the best. This is the best. This is the best. But it may not be the best for you. And that is what matters, is you. Okay? You can take some of their advice and look into it. If you got a local pro shop that has this kind of stuff, ask them to check into it. Can you, look through the scope? Can you do this? Can you do that? Whatever. Can you rent the scope to try? Find out. All they can say is what? No. Then you buy it. So you have this nice, expensive scope and you don't like it. What do? What's the return policy? Okay. So, I got these two 10 points. It came on my crossbows. This one here, the multi-line, came on my Wicked Ridge. This one here, the speed dial, it came on my RS470. Okay. The Luminex, Walmart. The CP, obviously, center point. Bought the ATM, bought the burst. Spending time in the doghouse, but hey, don't have a dog. I had it all to myself. Put a little padding in, you're golden. Okay. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. And again, I hope you guys got something out of it, because I really enjoyed going back through this. Because I thought I'm looking, going, man, I didn't know I had this many scopes. No, had no idea. And I'm still sure I'm missing a scope or two. Okay, so again, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, I want to, let's see. Let me see if I can bring this over to the other screen. Okay, so I want to share something with you guys. Okay. Crossbow forum, let's what? Let's talk. And then there was another one, Crossbow forum pre-scouting trip. Somewhere, somebody or something, or YouTube is putting up old videos. Why they're doing that, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Because I got one coming out tomorrow, and more the next couple of days. Over the next week or two, I'll have more coming out. But I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. So, again, check your subscriptions. Hit that all notification bell. Leave me a comment. Share these videos. It only takes 1.2 seconds to hit them all. Well, maybe 2 seconds. So, alrighty. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of fun making these videos. So you may have heard some little sounds in the background. That's probably my daughter. She's like I said, she's homesick, running a little fever, and so yeah, she's got the cold that's going around now. Okay. And yes, these videos are dedicated to my son. And thank you for watching Utah Crossbow Hunter. And have a great day.